Hey everyone, welcome back to TBM Sports and good morning. Let's kick it off. Saturday is here and let's get it going. Let's talk some college football as we get into week one. We'll give you guys my best bets. We're going to roll out 4 official best bets, so a little bigger slate today. Yesterday we were rolling on one play, and that's kind of where the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets delivered for us in a kind of a weird game where if you did look at the numbers, it should not even been close to what we saw on the scoreboard, and a couple turnovers early kept this one in reach for the likes of the Colorado Buffaloes. So let's talk about today's action. Guys, if you are new to the channel, this is a perfect opportunity to hit that like button, subscribe down below. We're moving, okay? And hopefully you guys are all along for the ride. It's been an outstanding baseball season. We're going to kind of segue more so into football, and then obviously when we do roll out the basketball, and hopefully get Joey D back for hockey. That's one of the, I think, more undervalued aspects of this this program, and we're looking to do a lot more fun stuff, live streams, cool stuff like that, and hopefully a little Sunday morning scheduled live every single week where we kind of recap college football and talk about the NFL action on a live basis. So leave a comment down below if that's something you guys would like to see, and let's get it going. All right, so this is going to be an outstanding day for college football. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys are using Outlier. There's a link down below for a 7-day free trial. I'm sure you heard of it. If you haven't, check it out. Play around for a week, and I promise you, you will find some benefit if you are betting props, if you're betting in-game. You want to find the best number available, and just like yesterday, guys, that was one where we did look for some Georgia Tech. After 3 turnovers in the first 3 possessions for the Yellow Jackets, you could kind of clearly tell what was going to outlast 4 quarters. And I know we probably wouldn't have covered it if Georgia Tech would have got a first down. They would have went down at the goal line, just kind of kicked the field goal to take that lead, 23-20 versus 27-20. That would have changed the tide for that bet. So sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, but if you were watching the full game, that's something where that score should not even been close. So very impressed what we saw there down in Boulder for the likes of Georgia Tech. Really showed some strength during adversity and withstanding those early turnovers. Okay, enough about yesterday. Let's stay in the present, but I do want to kind of show, for transparency's sake, gave out 7 official best bets in the college football arena, and this is what we're working with here. So we are up about a little over 4 units as it currently stands. 6-1 record to continue into the third showing of my college football bets. So hopefully let's keep this streak going, and we will get into Outlier, like I said, and let's talk about it, guys. This is where we have a lot of games. I will do a dedicated video talking about Clemson and LSU. I do like to do individual shout-outs and a more in-depth look to some of the bigger marquee games on the slate. But let's get it going. Let's talk some college football. And we're going to kick it off with Syracuse and Tennessee, okay? This is one where we look into this game, guys, and I do want to give some credence into what we're seeing within Tennessee. I think it was, for my money, one of the more kind of weird off seasons for the Volunteers, as Nico ended up going out west to UCLA, and kind of the NIL, that's some of the ugly truths behind it. But one thing I'll tell you about the Cuse here, albeit I do like their coach, it's going to be one where they are absent Kyle McCord, a lot of key departures, and on the other side for Tennessee, we do get to see the likes of a veteran Appalachia State quarterback come into the fold. So I do like the Vols under Josh Heupel. This is where you do look for a lot of offense, a lot of scoring. This game has a kind of a ring to it. Total set at 51.5, and you can see the handle overwhelming in support of the under, okay? So that's kind of going to be interesting. Any Josh Heupel-led offense going against a Syracuse team. If this was Kyle McCord playing, I guarantee you this number would be in the 60s. It's going to be played in Rocky Top, and this is something where it might be a little bit too big of a stage for week one, a little chilly. And also, the one thing I think for Syracuse here, this is where, yes, they were a 10-win team last year, but they do not return a lot of players, a lot of key departures. Yes, they probably do reload. They had some studs offensively, okay? But this is kind of where I look for the Tennessee Volunteers really to kind of assert themselves, a little SEC, ACC battle. And I think the SEC we all know about the ACC being a little bit more bottom heavy in that regard. So I do think the Vols shine through. So give Morgan Wallen a beer. He'll be enjoying this one as Tennessee gets to win with margin. 13.5 is that number, and I did find a 13 out there in the market. A little bit more so juiced than -110. So if you are looking to back the Volunteers, I'm taking a flat 13 and laying some juice. Okay, kind of where I'm at with the first official bet on the channel. All right, next game we're going to get into Northwestern and Tulane, no official play. And guys, keep in mind, when I do recap at the end of the video, those are my official bets. I will talk about a lot of the games that I do have a opinion on, but if I'm not betting it, it doesn't count, okay? So you guys are welcome to do whatever you want to do with your own money, with your own capital. If you want to bet your plays and fade me, go for it. That's more than welcome. I just want to provide this analysis and share with you guys what I'm doing each and every single day. Northwestern and Tulane, this is one where I do like the Wildcats quite a bit. Now, they have a lot of adversity as well. This is something where you should talk about the fallout from Pat Fitzgerald and what we've seen happen. They travel down to New Orleans to take on the Green Wave, and I just don't like the Tulane lineup, okay? And this is kind of a fade spot for me. I think Northwestern getting the 4 and the hook is the correct side. The handle does agree with me as well, as 97% of the money is on the side of Northwestern. Albeit we do get 36% of the bets on Tulane. So little betting split to back up the Wildcats. So I do like them quite a bit. Not an official play, but they are one of those numbers where I know it's not good to tease college football, but if you get Northwestern above 10 and a hook with a 6-point teaser, that is one that kind of jumps off at the page of me as a nice teaser leg candidate. Okay, the Mississippi State Southern Miss game, no clear indication for me. This is a very different Mississippi State team, 2-10 on last year's campaign. They come in this game laying 2 touchdowns and a hook, okay? Going against Southern Miss, a 1-11, 0-8 in conference team. This is a muck-on-muck game, in-state little rivalry, if you will. But this is something where I just don't like this game. I think it's going to be a little trashy personally, and it would not shock me if Mississippi State ended up prevailing with some margin, but no play for me. There's better bets out there. Now, Ball State and Purdue, this is one where we have to talk about this game because I don't think ever I've seen myself taking a Purdue team, okay? And what I mean by that is with this significant amount of a spread. Now, this number is 17.5. That is right outside that key number, but I do think that this is something where when Purdue did play good last year, okay, I think that you look in kind of what Barry Odom brings to the table. I think this is where Ball State was absolutely atrocious in the MAC. I think they win by 3+ touchdowns. I do worry a little bit within the Boilers going 1-11 last year, 0-9 in Big Ten action, and kind of like the Boilermakers here, okay? It's just too big of a number, so I do have a lean on Purdue. And one thing we'll talk about here is the MAC has done exceedingly well in week 1, okay, covering the spreads. And these low totals, right, 48.5 with an 18-point lay, that's kind of where you kind of get into the conversation that just maybe a little bit too many points, but I do think that Ball State's going to struggle in this one. And Purdue, for my money, should end up winning by 3 touchdowns. So little slight edge there towards the Boilers, not enough to get involved, okay? And as we get down the odds board, we'll talk about another noon kick. And I did do a full video breakdown going into Texas and Ohio State. And for me, guys, this one is going to be where we look at the Longhorns traveling into the Horseshoe. And, I know a lot of people going to this game. It's going to be one of the ones that I think gets us through the weekend. We have a pretty nice 4-game primetime marquee slate. Starting off with this one, we do get, you could even lump the Auburn-Baylor game, which was a little bit kind of shaky last night, but still delivered, I think, from a viewership standpoint. But all we care about is cashing tickets. And the Longhorns, Buckeyes, you don't always have to bet the big games, right? I know everybody and their brother's talking about this. It's the big noon kickoff on Fox. We've been hearing about it for weeks, and we get to see the rematch from last year's playoff come to the fold. But guys, you don't have to bet the big game. Sometimes I'll have a week of college football where I don't even like the games, okay? And I may make a couple plays on teams that you've never even heard of, okay? So it's all about the numbers, but for the sake of you guys watching, I know you guys want to get some action on this big game, so we'll talk about it. And this week's a little bit different, though. I do like the Longhorns in this spot, and I did talk in my video. This is not an official play per se for me giving out on the channel, but if you are in a jurisdiction where you can look into player props, I do like Ryan Wingo receiving yards, and I do like the likes of Arch Manning. You know, anytime touchdown, plus 180. That's too big of a number. He is very mobile. I think that on the road, you will see kind of the potential for even a short yardage quarterback sneak into the end zone. I do like the Longhorns in this spot. I will take Arch Manning anytime touchdown at plus 180. That's a nice little sprinkle. And also, if you do want to sprinkle on something a little bit longer of a number, okay, first touchdown there for the young quarterback with 20. I think he has maybe 20 passes under his belt. Not sure on that number, but collectively, I think if you take all of his snaps into the equation, it comes out to be roughly about he's made 3 career starts, and I think that's where you look at the Longhorns' difference. Okay, not the best reports. I know that's going to be easy. Hell, I think I could play quarterback if Jeremiah Smith was my wide receiver. Kind of dust off the old. Your helmet, and boy, that would be a fun thing to do. I'd be kind of chomping at the bit to play in the shoe today against the Longhorns. Yeah, my back probably wouldn't feel the best tomorrow, but for the likes of 60 Minutes, we'd really kind of turn that one up. So I do like the Longhorns, though. Jokes aside, plus 3 is the number that I did take earlier on in the week. In that video, I did talk about the fact that Longhorns would be going potentially to a pick'em or a favorite. This is where you're going to find all the late night action on Friday night. This is a noon kick, so Vegas time, West Coast. You're going to be waking up 9 a.m. to this football game. So not much time for that line to move, but it will move, and I think that we have seen the most of it, as now Texas is minus 1.5 here. Okay, so for me, guys, it is Longhorns. Also, the number has moved a little bit down from 50, but the under was one that did attract me over the summertime, so the under was definitely in play as well. 2 young quarterbacks trying to find their footing. They're going to try to establish the run, but in this spot, let's hook them. I do like the Longhorns, and that's not just for any other reason, but the fact that I think Texas just has a little bit more so coming into this game. And for all you futures bettors out there, I did talk about this in the breakdown as well. If you want to look into Texas or Ohio State winning the national championship, the numbers will move significantly, okay? If Texas does lose this game, they have the potential to lose 2-3 games and not make the college football playoff. Same thing goes for LSU a little bit later on, but I do think that this is one where if you are going to back the Heisman market, Jeremiah Smith right now, that number will shift dramatically if Ohio State gets the dub. So if you are playing Heisman and you do want to find some value within Arch Manning, within Jeremiah Smith, you pretty much have till noon Eastern today to lock in some value before this game kicks off. Okay, but for me, guys, I'm going with Texas. For transparency's sake, I took a plus 3 as I found it earlier on in the week. But right now at a minus 1.5, I still like it. I still like Texas on the money line. I don't want to talk about this game too much, but I think I have to. This is something where you talk about the likes of the defensive coordinator, okay? And for some reason, I'm drawing a blank, but this is kind of where you look at the Bill Belichick coaching tree, okay? A lot of these guys, they have kind of made their way into the college football ranks, and Matt Patricia is the name that jogged my brain. So cheers, get your coffee in, and we're drinking with the dad mug today, so hopefully Daddy's home and we could cash some tickets. But we're going to roll with the Longhorns. I don't trust Matt Patricia calling defensive plays against arguably the best offensive coordinator in college football. I know that's a stretch. I know a lot of people have some ill will against Sark, but all things considered, look at the stops along the way, and we'll kind of take out that USC head coaching stint. And as a coordinator under Nick Saban and doing the same kind of in Texas, really like what he's been able to do, and always rooting for people to do well. So it's nice to see a good kind of come from the darkness, and a good story to kind of dot the I, if you will, pun intended there, with the script Ohio for Steve Sarkisian's career. So give me the Longhorns here. We'll kind of get into this one and looking for a great matchup. So for me, guys, it's Texas, and that's where I like this all the way up to Texas minus 2.5. Like I said, for transparency's sake, for the channel, I did give out the bet earlier in the week, and I know this is game day, so the number's not going to be the same, but the plus 3 is the number that I did take, all right, in this matchup. Now, next one, Toledo and Kentucky. We'll get into that little action going into Lexington here, and for us as bettors here, this is a game where I do have a lean towards Toledo at plus 10. I do like what we've seen with the Rockets, and this is going to be a very strong year, okay? As we look in kind of what this game stacks up to be, I think that you have to kind of look at the fact that Mark Stoops is a great defensive-minded coach, losing a lot, but also this is where we look into Toledo. They have a very, very veteran-led club that has played in a lot of SEC games. I think it was Mississippi State last year. They were able to go and win on the road. And this is one of those games that you look into being a funny number, okay? When I say that is, there's going to be a lot of people just taking Kentucky, and they're going to be like, who the hell is Toledo? Well, let's take the Wildcats here. They're only laying 10 points at home against a MAC school. Well, let's get a little TOL, EDO going here. Toledo, I think, is the correct side, plus 10. That's kind of where I'm at, and do not credit their defense. A big fan of what they're able to do. Also, I think they have maybe a very strong back end of that defense. And as we've seen a lot of NFL talent come out of the Toledo, I do like the Rockets here, plus 10 on the road to take down the Wildcats potentially even. Okay, I think they are live in this spot. Okay. Next game that we are going to talk about is going to be the other marquee game. And for lack of better words, it probably won't even be respectable. Okay. The Crimson Tide going on the road to Tallahassee. This would have been a bet for me, minus 13.5, if we did have some good news from a weather report, okay? This game could get ugly. We could have some swampy weather going on, and for us as bettors, I do think that Kalen DeBoer in his second season is going to have a nice little uptrend, and I don't think that what we're going to get here from the likes of the transfer from Georgia Tech. This is where you look for Nick from Boston College. Wow. Nick Castellanos Tommy Castellanos. And that's kind of where we're commingling a little baseball talk with college football. But Tommy Castellanos, okay, transferring in from Boston College in his second season in Tallahassee. I think this is where we look into the game being a very, I think, quarterback-driven outcome. However, I think Alabama's roster does outweigh what Florida State is going to do. And this is something where we talk about the likes of the quarterback from Alabama, and this is where you get Ty Simpson making his first kind of gig as a full-time starter. So going to be interesting to see him play. Excuse me. But I do think that the Crimson Tide prevail. I just don't like it, okay? I know what we can talk about with Florida State. It's perennial power, but they have a lot of players there. We talk about Ryan Williams and what Alabama can bring to the table. This is a game where I think that he does kind of break out here. And 2 touchdowns, if it was better weather, I'd be on it. But other than that, guys, I think this one has a strong case to make if we are going to take the under here in the spot. Potentially even looking into Florida State going against this Alabama defense with a very strong indication that they just don't score. So maybe taking their team total going under as well. Next official bet we are going to talk about, and this is going to be a piggyback off of the likes of week 1. Significant, I think it's 40-plus point favorites for ranked teams, huge margin games. And me, traditionally, I'm a guy that takes the points, but I think that we have seen the one common thing out of James Franklin. He has been known to kind of run that score up. And I think that as Penn State comes in this game, minus 43, you could even find a minus 42 out there in the market. That'll be my next official best bet, minus 42. So give me the likes of 6 touchdowns here for the Nittany Lions at home, going against Nevada, who lost their quarterback, transferring out of there into Utah. And this is going to be an ugly game. And if there's one coach that is coming off of a loss last year that is coaching for his job, in my opinion, they're going to look to kind of dot that I again as Penn State looks to take care of Nevada here. Minus 42 is the second official best bet, okay? And this is kind of why I use Outlier, guys. If you want to look into odds and action, we'll go and find this spread, and then you can go from there. Find the best number available at all your books, alternate lines, and you can find the minus 42 right there available, okay? So that's about as much juice as I would lay in this spot. Okay, going down the board some more, we're going to get into the other games I do like, Marshall and Georgia. Okay, this will be my next official play. And I know that Kirby Smart's going to be figuring out that young roster, has some new players getting into the rotation. But the Bulldogs, they're looking to impress upon their 2024 campaign. This is way too big of a number, I think, against any other team, but Marshall is one of those teams that is just maybe the worst team in college football. They lost a lot of players, a lot of transfers they have to deal with the NIL, just teams sucking their their lifeblood out. So a lot of their great players are just year in and year out getting poached. And I think Kirby Smart going to be trying a lot of things. I think there will be a lot of rotations and getting young guys into the fold. There's going to be a lot of people earning their letters here in some of these early games that don't really mean or equate to anything. But Georgia at home, they're going to be running the ball. I think they will get a lot of big explosive plays. It's a big number. I know it is. I know this is a big number to lay, but this is something where 42-0, or even at worst, this game will be 35-0. Okay, so that's just how I see it stacking up. So if we do take it, this is what we're going to be looking at, a minus 38.5. I'm going to lay it. I think they win by 40 plus. So give me the Bulldogs. This one won't be a rocking chair bet. It's going to be kind of I think murky. It might come down to a fourth quarter score. And also, if Marshall does put up 14 points, this game will be very hard for the Bulldogs to cover. So keep that in mind. So if you did want to bet this alternatively, instead of taking the big number with Georgia, maybe taking Marshall team total going under. That's one way that you could approach it as well. All right, New Mexico and Michigan, not going to get involved with this one. I want to see what Michigan looks like with Underwood in the helm in his first game in action. So this will be a pass for me. This is just going to be sit back and watch, okay? And then a couple other games we want to talk about. LSU, Clemson. Like I said, guys, I am on the side of Clemson. However, Brian Kelly has been kind of week one, big-time games on the road in Death Valley. When Clemson does want to kind of look at the Dabo Swinney numbers as well, he's lost and kind of kept some week one games a little close than he expected and wanted to do. So keep that in mind. I think this is a game where the Tigers do prevail. Too much talent on their side of the ball. Cade Klubnik looking to return, have a great season. But Nussmeier as well, very much improved there for LSU. I think they will be a lot better this year than last. Don't trust either of these coaches in week one, but if you had to basically ask me which side I would be on, it would be on the side of the Tigers, although I will not lay a minus 4.5. That's the worst number in sports betting for college football. So it would be a 4 at the very worst if you were going to take this game, okay? And then the last game I think that we will talk about, and this is one where we have to go down the list a little bit into the West Coast action. We will actually kind of make a mention of Hawaii and Arizona. Don't trust the health status of Hawaii's quarterback. The Arizona team right now, minus 16.5, seen some movement down below 17. Still like the favorite here. Arizona would be the way that I would look at this game, okay, if I was going to get involved. But this would be Arizona or pass for me, okay. The last game, though, on the card, and one that almost made my card as a official bet, was Utah. All right, they do transfer in Nevada's quarterback, very electric, dynamic, and also they do return, I think, all 5 starting offensive linemen. Yes, it is going to be one where they don't have their quarterback, as he is Cameron Rising, has been exiting the program. It seemingly took about 10 years for him to do so. But Utah minus 5.5 would be the side that I would be on. This number has moved up a little bit. We talk about UCLA transferring in the Tennessee drama case with a Nico, and I'm not even going to pronounce his last name because it's just something where I can't do it. Tried it last year, just didn't work out in that regard. But I do like Utah in this game, minus 5.5. That's just kind of how I see it. Higher scoring affair as well. So the 50.5 is kind of juicy going over the total as well. Okay, and the last game, this is the one that is going to be kind of on our card. And I did talk about it a little bit, but we will kind of recap it in the end of this video. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. It was a longer video, and I do apologize for the length and duration, but with a lot of games, a lot of picks, there's a lot to talk about, and I could go forever. So maybe that's the benefit of doing a live stream kind of on Saturday, Sunday mornings. So if you guys like that idea, please leave a comment down below, but I do appreciate the support. Make sure you hit that like button. Please subscribe down below. And the 4 official best bets that we are giving out on the channel, we're going Penn State minus 42. I know it's a big number. We're going to lay it with the Vols minus 13. Also Georgia minus 38.5, laying that big number against the Thundering Herd. And then I'm going to take a piece of Texas. I did, like I told you, for transparency's sake, I took +3, but I would take them all the way up to minus 2.5. But for tracking purposes, I did give that bet out earlier in the week. So that's why it's important to make sure you guys have that notification bell turned on and subscribe to the channel. All right. Good luck out there. Let's cash some tickets. Stay tuned for the breakdown I'll have for the full video between between Clemson and LSU. Also, we will have a dedicated video for the Sunday and Monday action in those primetime games. Got North Carolina, Bill Belichick's debut, and the Fighting Irish taking on the Miami Hurricanes in South Beach. Okay, let's enjoy this. Have a day, and we'll talk to you guys in the next video. Cheers.